see him standing right above the falls there? Yep. That looks sketchier than it is actually. That's a pretty wide platform right there. Now what you don't feel up here is it's a little bit colder. So we lifted off at the heliport about 86 degrees. We're showing 73 right now. So a couple times a year up here because of that, there's this reservoir where you can go fishing for rainbow trout. I'll show you. So if you look out on the horizon here, you might still see the island of Ni'ihau, which remember is that long skinny island out here. If you see a smaller island to the right of it, it looks like a pyramid. It's called Lehua. It's an uninhabited island. It's right behind the cloud line out there, yep. That little one to the left of it out there, that little guy, that's still Ni'ihau. There's your road, see what I mean? Right on the edge of the cliff, yep. That's Highway 550 right there. And that reservoir to our right, that's where you trout fish. That is the Pu'ulua Reservoir. See that rectangular thing in the middle of the pond? That's where they raise them. They bring them in because they're not native to Kauai. Now we do have one military base here. See all those white buildings grouped together way off to our left there? That's Barking Sands Naval Base. You see those two boats out there a little further right? That area? That's the Pacific Missile Range. Now we've had a slew of forest fires here in the last month, 4 to speak of actually. All had to be put out by helicopter. This one down below us here happened about 4 years ago. This used to be all eucalyptus tree right here. And you'll also notice there's a bunch of dirt roads up here. These are hunting roads. People hunt black-tailed deer, goat, wild boar, pig, pheasant, turkey. Everything but the chickens. Turns out we're the only island that have no mongoose. There's no predator. And not too cold up here, 71 right now. This paved road right here goes down to those domes to our left. That's a tracking station called Makaha Ridge. They use that in conjunction with the Pacific Missile Range. Now if you ever want to do a little bit of a longer trail up in the canyon, something with a great payoff, try the one called Nu'ololo. So that trail ends up on the edge of that cliff straight ahead of us. But if you go all the way to the point where you reach a metal fence, it's an amazing view down the coastline. And it's one of these trails, although it's a little bit longer, 4.2 miles, I see maybe 2 to 3 people a day on it. It's pretty quiet. Trail should be edge of this cliff up ahead of us here. You can already see that narrow line going through that ridge right there. The fence is a little further this way. As we cross over this ridge line, take a look around you, and here she comes. Welcome to Nepali. Beautiful reef down to our left is called Nu'ololo. Smaller boats when they come out here like to snorkel that spot. Always seems to be a lot of sea turtles hanging out in that reef down there. So what we'll do first is head into a valley called Honopu. Same name as that beach closest to us right now. It can be reached but only during the summer, only by swimming to it. Known to be Hawaiian burial grounds, also called Valley of the Kings. You'll understand quickly why it's one of my favorites too. So the reason I love this valley is we get towards the back. I want you to look way back to your left here, like you're going to be looking out towards the ocean. And take a look at this view coming up. Don't forget to look up around her too. These are pretty neat cliffs you're seeing around here. They're called fluted cliffs, although they're sometimes referred to as cathedrals. You go up about 4,000 feet here. That larger beach you'll see approaching to our right, that's Kauai. That's where the Nepali Trail ends. That's 22 miles round trip, 9 hours one way. What you see a lot in the summertime though is people paddle to it. It's a lot faster, only time of year the water's calm enough.
Also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic.
So this is the valley that you look into from the end of the road up in the canyon. This is what you were trying to look into, Vivian, that you said is all clouded over. You may not believe it, but a guy has been living in this valley for 15 years. Basically squatting the valley, living off the land. Totally illegal. That looks like the overlook's still clouded over. Be on the back of the valley, high right side of the ridge up there, but the trail goes in and out of the clouds up there, as you can see. That's the Bahia Trail we were talking about.
I will be coming home. Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it.
I'll try to show you what the Nepali Trail looks like. Now, keep in mind, some parts of the trail are only about 8 inches. So what I'm going to show you may seem narrow to you, but it's actually one of the wider parts of the trail.
Just like way back in the days of old. How magnificently we will fold into the mystic.
See that narrow line down to your right there zigzagging back?